Here we go. Oh, we have one. I saw that it said one is waiting. So yeah, if you'd like to check in on the chat, I'm just gonna I'm gonna grab. I was eating a banana and kind of doing multiple things here, and it is obvious. Oh, Alfio! Hello, Alfio. I've seen you around, buddy. Yeah. Yep. There's been a lot going on, actually, but I'm not feeling so depressed anymore. I'm sure there's rather obvious reasons for that, but a permanent solution is in order. To all the heartbroken times that you've seen me just bawl my eyes out, I'm talking to her mother, and there's been some serious miscommunications, and I feel like together we both know Sydney completely with us together, but there are a lot of things that I still have to learn, and Sydney and I actually never met in person, but based on what I'm saying to and whatnot, her mother's like, hey, okay, all this stuff's going on. Yeah. So I just would ask for prayers as far as that's concerned. But we have a very serious matter to discuss in Uganda. And there are 15 orphan children over there. There are charities in Uganda and stuff, and they have their procedures and all that, and so they were all filled up. And so Musasizi, God told him, no, you keep and look after these children, and he had no idea how he was going to do it. I think that was his major test of faith. Perhaps a few of you may know what I'm talking about, or somebody that watches later. But in my Christian walk, this has been I don't know, just the last year roughly, I will say, has been the most eye-opening experience I have ever had. And I don't know where you guys are at financially, but I really strongly believe that a lot of churches and ministries are failing in a lot of areas, and that God is assembling a team of people that will basically ignore a lot of the rules of society. Yeah, I know Robin Hood personally. He's a pretty cool guy. He's helped me a lot. We've had a lot of bumps along the road, very serious ones, and so there's a lot of names that I'm not mentioning here, but I am going to mention one name, and I am going to put this name in the chat. He runs this ministry and takes these 15 children to church, provides a place for them to sleep. And their school fees are taken care of because My friend, very good friend, and I, um, we took on the responsibility ourselves for 15 children, and they are thriving. Except recently, they are getting wet in their beds. Just look in my eyes, and you know that I'm telling the truth. Um, so you want to look for this name in Facebook, please. Everyone who's watching, like, if you can't help financially yourself, pass it on to others that will, because I am making a GoFundMe. I got a little tied up with a couple things when I got home from work, intending to set it up before this live stream, but I have not had a chance yet. Okay, so Musa Sizu Moses. I want you all to just even send prayers your way. Talk to him. He's a real guy. I tested him myself to see if he was real or not. And I tested him using this hand sign. I said, if you're real and you're taking care of these children, why don't you pose for one more picture holding your hand like this? Not only did he do it, but all the children that he takes care of did it. And it's become kind of a sign to raise your arm straight up in the air, your right arm straight up in the air, and then holding like that. Thank you so much, Sophie. I really appreciate that. Have you seen her somehow? Like, I just got to think for a moment. Like, I put her pictures up. Yeah. Yeah. I've put her pictures up on the posts. So if anyone has checked out the posts, I put her picture up, and there is something about her that just it's hard to explain. Thank you. She looks like she was crafted by the hand of God himself. I don't know how to explain it, but she stirs something so deep inside me that it makes me feel like I can do anything. And trying to raise $2,000 seems like an impossible task right now. But he needs all of our help. No matter what your beliefs, if you believe in helping children who are getting wet because the roof is leaking, that picture that's on, thank you, Jada. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I will leave all that stuff up, because I just want it to be known how I found my soulmate. So in case it helps anyone, and I'm going to keep on talking to you guys. This right there. That's why I'm going to start a dating service. I don't think it's going to be that long now, guys, because details are being worked out as far as, well, I think that the big misunderstanding and everything, and the fruitful relationship that Sydney had with her mother before I got discovered, and then she assumed that I was a bad guy and all that. But I know, I feel like I really really need to do this. As far as like starting a dating service, it's going to be uber detailed into other aspects of your lives. Most of you who come here have the poo and fart fetish too. And as you can see with the videos, that's probably what Jada is talking about there. Let me know. Yeah, you talking about the poo and fart videos. I'm sorry that I don't put out very many. As I've been depressed, I hold my little Sydney. Yes, she is autistic. No, you're not being rude at all. And she's damn proud of it. And I'm damn proud of it that she is, and that I'm borderline personality disorder. Oh, yes. I have purposely put some things out because those of us who are autistic or have borderline personality disorder have the fetish particularly strong. And yeah, we really need to find a partner that is not just complicit, but is. Hi, clean team. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I should have the solution, um, to this problem in Uganda with the children being wet. I sent $50 over. That's like a drop in the bucket now. Usually that's a huge help over there. You wouldn't believe how long it feeds them, and yeah, and that's what my life is really about. And my cup must runneth over in order to be able to pour into others. And when I'm depressed, I lock myself in this house and play baseball for hours and hours on end. On my PlayStation 2. I love that game, but it seems to really, if my mind is causing me to cry, to weep sad tears, I play baseball. It just seems to, and I don't have the negativity now I love to play one game a day, which takes about an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to have this GoFundMe set up, but Sophie. Okay, name your game. Like mine is PS2, and it's MLB 2005, which I wish we could have some kind of online match because I'm the St. Louis Cardinals, and yeah, I'm a St. Louis Cardinals and Colorado Rockies fan. My brother, he lives out in Colorado, but I've always kind of been fond of it out there. St. Louis Cardinals is actually a really interesting story. Okay, so let me read this real quick. Thank you, Jada. Yeah, come back real soon, and please visit Musasizi. It's actually Musasizi is his name, but he put a U on the end of it for his. Yeah, just ask him why he did it. He'll tell you. It's probably a funny story anyway. The guy is so down to earth, and okay, so he's native Ugandan, but he's very easy to understand. You can have and he's extremely intelligent because he works in a clinic over there, and he has access then to like medical stuff. So this guy is in a position that he can do some serious good. He puts like all his money, sleeps with them, as far as I know, in that house that's made out of mud, and you can see in the photo that it's got a tin roof, but I take it there must have been some high winds and whatnot too, because it's all discombobulated. I don't know. What I do know is that I've been blessed with a really good income that is higher than others but it's because of what I'm doing with that money. And I encourage all of you. Do you know how much good that we could do in the world? I know you are all waiting for matches, And while I work on that, because the organizations and the churches aren't cutting it anymore, and God is displeased with them. And so he has assembled a private team, basically, and I am part of that team. I won't say exactly how far it goes, but it's a bit mind-boggling. I'll just say that. All right, so what time is it? I got to make sure that I get plenty of rest. Like, I have been cutting it short. Yeah, Sophie, I'm still waiting on your answer. You still there? Like I said, me, PS2, MLB 2005. We're having some fun here too. Yeah, and I'm definitely not knocking playing baseball. It's so freaking fun that it's a good distraction. But then it's like the house goes to hell, like when I get depressed and all that, because it's very difficult to not do something that's just fun when I'm depressed. But then cleaning the house really helps me to feel less depressed. Bring this bunny out because he's such a sweetheart. Come on, Bean. Come on, Bean. Come and see everybody. Come and see everybody. He's such a sweetheart. Mr. Bean. You're not giving them stink eye, are you? You're looking right at them, aren't you? I swear, he's as smart as a cat. He's pretty much litter trained. He uses his blanket. I always introduce him to the blanket. He's kind of an orphan, actually, because my ex-wife couldn't take him with me, and I was very, very, very happy when she texted me and let me know that he's going to need another home because she's getting married next month, and she moved a little while ago now. Yeah, I'm not going to mention any names, but I am basically unofficially a public figure. If people figure out my name, I don't really care or anything because most of my friends know my business and all that. And they know what I'm about, and so I don't really worry about any of that. Yes, I am divorced, and yes, I did cheat on my ex-wife because I had a need that I didn't understand when I got married at the age of 24. I was a very, very immature 24-year-old. I was a kid. I really was. The Matrix. The Matrix movies are great, but I really, I really like the first one. Kind of the sparks between Neo and Trinity. But when Neo visits the Oracle. But yes, I do smoke weed for my anxiety, and it's pretty much all legal over here. So people, please be nice about it. Be mature about it. I smoke continuously and vape THC because I just noticed that I function better on it, and I have a full-blown tolerance, so doesn't matter what I'm doing. Yeah, I can't get high anymore. Just doesn't work. I cough my lungs out and it just doesn't happen. But I noticed some things. So basically, I mean, I'm no doctor or anything like that, but and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I am a pretty intelligent person, and I believe that I've figured out basically a formula that makes me super healthy, and I forget to smoke weed though when I'm with Sydney, and because I don't need it then, because I feel the same way without having it, which is difficult to explain. But there goes a lot of those, like I said, some things that I'm not really saying that. Well, I'll tell you a story. Um, I'll tell you a story from when I was 23 years old. Um, I know there's only one person here. I'm totally going to make sure this is public so you can watch it later and catch up with Musa Sisi because he really, really can use your help. But so for you, one guest who is in the room now, I'll tell you a little story about when I was 23. When I was 23, I was a river guide, whitewater river guide. Whitewater, still love it. I feel in fantastic condition, like as though I'm not aging, because I eat right and found the right medications that some of them prescribed, not and not, like I said, weed. I don't have a I don't have a medical card, which technically then is illegal in my state of Pennsylvania here. But when I was rudely interrupted on a live stream by an arrest that occurred right here in front of my home, that I was called by a police officer, and she said, like with Mill Creek, I'm like, Mill Creek, what? Like zoning? Like, I'm sorry, my painting, I'm going as fast as I can. So I answered the phone rather strangely, and when she was there, I sounded kind of just like a little like annoyed and kind of slow. I was smoking. And yeah, back then I was, I was a little stoned, and so I opened up the door, and 15 police officers' guns were pointed right at me. Put your hands in the air where I can see them. I go, oh my goodness, what is going on here? Well, I think that helped get the gospel out in the. Oh, that might be my friend. I have something here for my friend. We have to. Nobody there. And I saw brake lights like kind of lit up on the window. We got a little bit of time. Please feel free, like, blow up the chat. You're seeing me not depressed. You've seen me depressed because even when Sydney was there, I always had the fear of her mother discovering her, so I was in a continuous state of anxiety. In a way, it was easier when she wasn't there, and in a way, it wasn't, because when I don't have my outlet, Sydney, to pour into, which she loves, like, I dote over her, like I mean, she's the kind of person that, like, it never gets old. And the thing is, it's not wearing out at all. Like, I have been exactly the same in love with her from the moment that she touched her cute nose to pose for a second picture so that I could tell she wasn't catfishing me. She'll watch this later. You know she will. That smile was so genuine. There was something I saw. And then there was the paragraph. I had known for a long time. In fact, I think for about 11 years before Sydney, that I noticed that I was completely cut out for an autistic woman. I realized that I was extremely attracted, to just the way they do things. It makes more sense to me. It's more comfortable to me. It is who I really am, too. And with my borderline, I get the fun of basically when she is in a childish mood, she has no need to apologize. I will simply remember my childhood and put on that hat, and I'm going to have the time of my life. That's how it works. I am her soulmate. I am built to be her comfort. And because of miscommunication, we have been separated from each other, and it has been to my absolute anguish. I have made noises in here that I can't even begin to describe, like a tortured animal. Because I lost my mind in here, being separated from her, even the first time when we'd only been together for 12 days when she disappeared. I still don't know exactly what happened, but it was along the lines of her mother just discovering that she was with a man doing strange things. But that was Sydney being Sydney, and that was me being me. And we are in love, and she didn't understand, and Sydney tried to escape the situation as least embarrassingly as she could, I'm sure, and basically said this guy put me up to it, and he was taking advantage of me. She probably said something like that. It wasn't what she meant, but would she have come back to find me like I did her Snapchat map? I had it narrowed down to a very small area because I didn't pay too much attention. But I in December I sent out it was just like a little bit before New Year's. I sent out a letter to the wrong address, and so I waited. Nothing happened. And it was out there for such a long time that after Sydney and I did come back, which I did in the most dramatic way that you can possibly imagine. I sent her an Amazon order. It was Dolphins nightlight, and the way it shone colors on her face, she looks like she was made by God himself, like perfectly for me. And I don't even know how to describe it. But I saw that immediately, and I knew she was the only one I could ever be with now, knowing who she was. And let me take you back a little bit to when I was married for 5 years. So it would make me like 28 years old and 29. And there was a 23 or 24-year-old autistic woman that was in the group because I was thought to be have Asperger's syndrome, but because in a lot of ways I actually resemble autism, even though I'm DPD. I notice increasing and decreasing during different time periods dyslexia. You've seen me do it with my words. Yeah, and it's actually kind of increasing as far as that, but my clarity, my mental clarity is really getting a lot better because the depression lifted. I'll get you in a little bit, I promise. How you doing, Bun? You want a snack? You want a snack? I gotta give Bear a snack too. Okay, is that all right with you, Stink Eye? Oh, I called him out. Did you see that? I hope you see that. Oh, once everything is official, this bunny can make the move too. I saw when I was flying into Amsterdam back in August, there was a woman that was, I take it, probably moving, and she had her cat with her from New York City to Amsterdam. And yeah, just so you know too, though, yeah, that isn't really that long of a flight. When you're going with the jet stream, it's the flight time is 6 hours. That is fast. You go by like Greenland. I mean, you are just like, whoo, that plane. It feels like it's gonna like fall apart. It's like, you see airspeed, and it says like 590 some miles an hour. Oh, it's like, oh my gosh. Oof, oof. We are speeding. Yeah. But that was to go over there anyway, even though Sydney reported to me the day before my flight left that she could not see me, that she was being sent to her grandmother's, whose address I do not know, or maybe possibly I do. Yeah, I got something on my pants. Probably from lunch. I don't know. Yeah, I am falling behind a little bit on house stuff, just because. Yeah, there's been some talks going on, which started out with screaming until we realized the miscommunication, and it didn't take that long to figure out everything that I have said about this woman. Just put that all on hold, probably in the garbage. So, I've tried to explain to Mrs. Um, about um, a job and stuff. I threw that in there. I know she didn't react poorly to it, but I said between the two of us, we know her fully. That's right. If we work together as a team, that would end my suffering. And I pray that she decides to end our suffering, because I know Sydney suffers me having to feel like I had to be a secret because maybe things with Rostislav were looked like you were going through the motions more than you were to me. And I understand your anxiety. And I want you to know that this is part of the infinite patience that I promised you. Um, I've been sent to be your companion in every way, so that you can do your work and be blessed. And it's going to be fun doing it, because I already asked God for that for you, and He agreed to it because your heart is pure. So, um, and I am here to make it all light and fun, and so we can do that in a lot of special ways that you've discovered with me. Soul dancing, whatever you want to call it. I crave that, and I know it's coming back soon and for good. I just know. All of you, please consider. I know I haven't spoken really long enough on that. But yeah, you can see my heart and know that Musasizi is in Uganda, and he's really needing your help because he's completely panicked how we can raise $2,000. I had to take a cut back in my overtime because of a lot of things happening in my life, and the need to get out and go whitewater rafting for my health and sanity and whatnot. So I went, even though these things are working out and everything. I need to have a healthy routines and everything. And so if I am to teach Sydney healthy routines and lead them for her, then I better know how to do it myself. So, but it's a lot easier to do when you're not depressed anymore. I don't have depression, folks. Me trying to deal with that as a very happy, energetic, exuberant person trying to navigate through depression. Never in a million years would I feel suicidal based on just think about what I've said about Sydney and her needing me, and the incredible sense of purpose and joy, and the reward in that is so incredible. And I can't even imagine not having those rewards that come with the hard work of being the perfect companion for an autistic woman. It means that I have to be like a kid, in a lot of ways. And to a lot of people, that would be a burden. They wouldn't know how. It would feel weird or off to them. Sydney can fully be herself. The way she is with her body with me, she sees something in my eyes that I am just basked in radiance or something. It gives her such confidence when she had no self-confidence before. Rostislav, I'd hear him call on the phone and go on for 10, 15 minutes at a time without any input from her or needing or wanting any input from her. I saw my old marriage. Karen, she tried to help me actually with my, I said, I have this insatiable urge to take care of someone. And I said, when I looked into Michelle's eyes, I saw something. And when she touched me, I felt this energy coming from her. And it made my body feel all funny in ways that no human being, I'm like, what is this? Yeah, her name was Michelle, and I remember she farted once, and it was the best smelling fart that I had ever smelled in my entire life. I smelled compatibility in the fart. Made me fall even more in love with her, but she saw me like a brother. It broke my heart because I was in love with her, even though I was married. I actually said to Karen, I said, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like she needs me really bad, and I want to do it. Like, I want to be there for her. Like, and she's like, JJ, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. I'd hung out with the Aspies, Asperger's syndrome people, because they thought that I had Asperger's, and those people, I really, really, really enjoyed their company. I could talk about anything and not have to feel embarrassed. Yeah, so I'm talking, Now there's some Aspie guys that get under my skin. Okay, like, it's just like, I'm a flat earther, like there's some that are like, yeah, uber into astronomy. So yeah, we might like really. Yeah, I believe in the flat circular earth enclosed by a dome, but the whole structure is on a table or something where it's a square. So it has corners to it. And so if you paint the biblical picture, that's exactly what you get. And it turns out that in the last, God, how long's it been now? Flat Earth. Happy birthday, Flat Earth. You were 7 years old, but 507. Like, it was gone. It was gone for so long. In fact, I think the people that are actually in charge didn't even know, actually. And I believe that for the longest time, it looked like Copernicus was actually correct and all that, until we understood atmospheric lensing and all kinds of science that makes the sun appear the same size, even though it is definitely, absolutely traveling above you at high above you at a high rate of speed, circling the earth. God makes its course and speed change for the seasons as it goes north to the Tropic of Cancer, I believe, and south to the Tropic of Capricorn. And those are named by stars, like Capricorn, or like but yeah, all that stuff is spinning around above in some kind of fluid medium, probably that makes it sparkle, actually, because if you actually zoom in with actual optics, that's what you have. The stars, because the Bible calls them stars. They are luminaries that have their course and make their nightly trip, and or the dome itself rotates, and but yeah, it works. Okay, I didn't mean to get into this long of a discussion about it, but it works by electromagnetics and all that stuff. It recharges itself by the daily cycles. The seawater generates electromagnetic energy to power the earth and its processes. So that's done with that. Happy birthday, Flat Earth. Happy 7th birthday. And 507th. I've studied a lot of stuff, honestly. I don't mean to boast, but I remember everything I learned. I was pretty dumb when I started out in kindergarten. I was like spaced out. And I've tried to put everything that I learn and to never forget anything. The memories I have when I was 2 years old, because I was dropped on my head at 1 month, prepped for special work, and you're seeing the beginnings of it. This is just the beginnings. I'm not a middle-aged man. No freaking way. All right. What else we got? Oh, go give Musasizu. It's Musasizu on Musasizu Moses. Just give him your prayer, whatever. Like, I'm gonna make a GoFundMe and then I'm gonna post it, and all that. And I didn't even have that stuff done. So what a fundraiser I am. I'm not some scam artist trying to get money off you guys. I want you guys to talk to this guy. Yeah, just spread the word, guys. By all, like, we need money there fast, honestly. How do I spell that? See, I don't always feel that smart. Yeah, I should know that. Typo. Wow, what the hell? Tab just opened up. It's not what I wanted to do. Wow, I butchered that. I just run out of yeah, such a long message that I yeah, announcements. If I can type, keep putting my fingers down in the wrong spot. Facebook, friend him. Please spread the word, because this stuff needs done, because this is a serious amount of money. But if it spreads like wildfire, nobody's gonna like, and you know how long it will go. Their house is made of like mud and you know, like I said, like tin roof, and it's all disheveled. The mud is leaning, and like I said, the children are getting wet in their sleep. He needs $2,000 ASAP. The children. So anyone who happens upon this getting wet in their sleep. I'm going to make the GoFundMe possibly tonight or tomorrow, for sure, by tomorrow. That way, people are usually more comfortable giving when it's set up like that as a GoFundMe. But there is a website that there is absolutely no transaction fee whatsoever, and that is through World Remit. I've sent thousands of dollars over there, worldremit.com. And the conversion rate of money over there, the project of 15, use the math. I'm not even that good at doing it in my head, especially when I got a lot of things going here. Yeah, so we have 15 children at 50 a child per semester, and that's $750 that on my friend and I that we come up with ourselves. And we don't really like asking people for money or anything, so we just kind of keep it to ourselves. But the thing is, this needs to get bigger now because of this need, and which will involve in the future, once we get through repairing this catastrophe, then progress can be made to accept more children into his private program, that to help more orphan children over there who have lost their parents. It's malaria and whatnot can be very dangerous. It's very dangerous over there, and you know, death at an early age is a real thing that people face, as well as the dangers from gangs and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of crime close to the big cities, and he's close to Jinja. That's where he works, close to there, I think, Jinja City in Uganda. Oh, time is it now? Oh shit, I gotta get this plugged in. Be right back. So I really think that this can take off because you guys know what I'm about, like, and bringing this part of my life into the live stream was under the stress that this event, these rains in Uganda, have put me in a very desperate spot where I ended up sharing the gospel with you guys. Wow, just everything happens for a reason, and I think that maybe he can pour into a lot of your lives. And now, Marcus, I know we had discussed this a ways back, and you weren't comfortable yet at the time, but that was a few months ago, and I know you have a heart of gold. But you know what? Even if that heart of gold says, you know what, there's nothing in my pocket, I'm so sorry. Don't be. Share with your friends, because this is absolutely real. You guys know what I'm about. And he can verify, by the way, anything. Have him pose doing King Tut, he'll do it and get a laugh out of it, actually. He's a really fun guy, and I just really am like, how is this guy so happy? There is just like devastation all around him, and like, how is he so happy? Like, he's amazing. But I will tell you that I felt something from there was a man, I don't know where he was from, but he looked just like Musasizi, and he's just like, like, and he was talking to everybody, like, like, oh gosh, like, he was so freaking happy. And I'm like, when you get Christians in certain areas, they just it's like the soil there is abundant or something, and just boom. I must go there someday. Geez, I started a lot of stories. I felt like I told the Michelle story pretty well. But yeah, we're going to go back to that for a little bit here. Because I wanted to tell you what happened when I was 23 years old. River guide, right? Lost my glasses in the river. Whoa. I'm so sorry, guy. You're not getting those back. God, I'm so broke. How could you do this to me? How could you let this happen? I think I know what happened. They got loose, like, because I had them like this, folded up, D-ring of the raft. They're laying, like on the D-ring of the raft, safely sitting like that, because they fold around it. However, have that on the D-ring right there of the raft. I'm sitting there. I'm just kind of drifting, just relaxing. One of my fellow river guide buddies decides, which he's like 7 feet tall, I think, or something. Hey, crazy tall. Okay. And so he was in water about this deep. And so yeah, I had it narrowed down to a plausible event that my glasses got knocked in when I got pulled over, pulled out of the raft, and we swam, and drifted for another 15 minutes. So where exactly they went down was like, okay, it's like somewhere in this area about the size of a football field. So like I got a bicycle from the the rafting company, and I went down the bike trail because there's a bike trail on the other side of the river. And so I went down to the bike trail, and I'm like, oh, there's the last island. So we were swimming like, like for a long time. I don't remember when he pulled me in, if it was towards the beginning, towards the end, or any of that. Okay. God told me to get a bicycle and to get a swim mask, to buy a swim mask. So I bought a swim mask, like, and I was so broke and stuff. And I'm like going into Dollar General, and I'm like looking at swim mask. I'm looking at food. I'm looking at my empty gas tank, and how am I going to get back to Somerset? Do I even have enough gas to get back to Somerset? Or yeah, I was in Somerset, I think, when I had an apartment there by that point, which is why I was like, river guiding pays so little and it don't pay the bills, so I couldn't afford new glasses. So I said, God help, please help me. He said, go get this, go buy the swim mask, get the bike, borrow the bike. So I did. I pedaled down the trail until I saw the end of the islands. River's fairly shallow there, so I pretty much like walked across, and like then I did swim for a little while, and so I was like looking and scanning the other shore, and I was like, I have no idea where they're at, and I'm only like, I could have set them down somewhere up by the put-in, like, because my eyes at that point weren't, as reliant as they are now on distance vision. Oh, they were pretty much, yeah. But anyway, I didn't really know what happened, So, but God spoke to me in my mind, and so he said that leaf that's in the water there. Well, okay, before this, let me rewind that a little bit. I just went down to see what I could see, and I scanned for like a little while, and I'm like, oh, Lord, this is impossible. I'm done. Look, there's a storm coming. The water's going to be murky tomorrow, and I'm going to lose light, to see my glasses on the bottom of the river. And if you people haven't actually been swimming in a lake, river, stuff like that, it's not like the movies. Yeah, I can see that, good, to properly scan the bottom for a very small object that is a needle in a haystack, but really a needle in a haystack would be much easier than this. For this was a pair of glasses on a football field, blindfolded. Let God lead you. Go find it. God be with you on your mission. I was sent on that impossible of a mission. So God said, follow the leaf until you don't see it anymore. So I'm waiting behind the leaf, and then like, it went deeper or something, I didn't see it anymore. So I stopped, God said, okay, they're right below your feet now. I said, God, the storm, I like once again was like, what if they're not there? What does that mean? He's like, nothing's ever going to happen unless you go down and look. All right. Carefully lower myself into the water, down feet not moving. I came back out of that water like I'd been baptized again. I said, praise God. You really do work miracles. I'll just share that with you. That really happened. I was 23 years old, and he told me, you passed, so I have some work laid out for you. And I said, okay, consider it done. And I was tested again and again and again. And like, I may have a lot of sin in my life, but my heart is pure, and so is Sydney's and the other part of the team, like I said, that are among us. And but yeah, that's about all I'll say about that. Time is it? It is 7:09 here. I have been lacking in sleep a little bit lately because I'm no longer depressed, so I'm a bit manic, and I don't know what else to say. Just that I'm gonna help you guys find your matches. That was a big theme earlier. You can see the incredible need for it. You follow the chat there. And it's all coming. And I don't know what all stuff will overlap, but like I said, as you can see here, with asking for help for these Uganda children, there's 15 of them. I sent $50 over, and that replaced some clothing and some books that got ruined. But that's about as far as I can go right now. I need other people to take up that burden with me. And if everybody carries a very small burden, have that many people involved, you know how incredible that would be? All the prayer. Like, I wish we could gain 2,000 people and everybody give $1. That's what I want. I'll give $1. Yeah, I'll give $1 too. Show my part that I'm just one of you guys too. My friend, my alpha, has a pure heart too, and yes, that is definitely very possible for an alpha to have a pure heart. And he looked like he was going to weep today. We've been hugging a lot, actually, like, and I haven't had a real friend in a long time, and I'm like, my alpha. It's like, I need a little help, and but I've just been pouring out myself as a blessing to him as much as I can, and to Musasizi, and pouring my heart out to Sydney's mother about how I feel about Sydney. It's all truth, and I can't stop stewing, like, because these are like things that I want to tell Sydney, and I was able to slow down on her mother a little bit by putting in to Sydney's messenger some things that I really wanted to tell her, and that I can't wait until a lot of things. Waited my whole life for her. Known she existed since she existed when I was 15 years old. I thought she was among me. I went crazy. I had a crush on this girl that I thought I saw something, her face or her eyes or something. I thought I could detect it, and I was impatient, I mean, this all started when I was in ninth grade, and then all of a sudden, boom, I developed these obsessive crushes that it's like they came out of nowhere. I was flirty, kind of social in like middle school, and then all of a sudden, I just like become this like restless person that has to find his soulmate. I'm about done giving up on that, 15 years of a faulty marriage that could never have succeeded at all in any sense, really. We had a lot in common as far as hobbies and stuff like that, but being a fetish person with autism or BPD is basically like having a different sexual orientation. Like, you're so different from the people that just get excited doing the usual routine stuff people do. And it really is quite routine, but there's just something of purity. Because I do not watch people have sex at all. Do I want to have sex with Sydney? Oh, you better believe it. But, like, do I have any desire to have sex with anyone else? Absolutely not. Like, my hand works fine, and I've used it my whole life to this point. Even though I was married, failed to have sex many times because I couldn't maintain an erection, because I did not at all have what I needed. Even though I was attracted to my ex-wife, wasn't enough to have things in common and to be attracted to one another. It was not enough. Because what was inside of me sexually, I was still discovering that it could not be undone. Nor did I want to undo, believe me. Last thing you guys want to hear is a shrink telling you, like, this is unhealthy, you're sick in the head, you need to stop this behavior immediately. It is... that's pretty much what I was told, actually, when I was 18. It was a hopeless world, And in that hopeless world, I started to compromise. And each compromise just kind of got worse and worse. It was like a slippery slope. And what that doctor told me, being totally wrong, too, he said, sex will cure you. You will be like a normal man eventually, like you are a virgin, go out and experiment and blah 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 blah, and you'll be fine. Doctor, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, I want my woman and I to share bathroom time where, like, she wants me in that bathroom just as bad as I want her. Like, I want her to be on fire for me. And she is. And no one's ever been like that. Not at all. I'm like, oh, definitely can't go anywhere else. Like, now, because when you would be settling for someone, such a fraction of what are you going to be thinking? Oh, I gave up on my soulmate because she was too tough. So, I just did whatever. No, I found her, and her name and everything else even proves that she is the woman of my fantasies that God crafted for me specifically. But I think, though, more so for her. Sometimes, no, it's equal. I always tell her the way we need each other. I am such a grumpy guy, like, taken away from his life purpose of taking care of this woman, where every bit of time or money spent to her is like almost like an account that I am like reimbursed for something. It's hard to even just to describe it. That I feel, yeah, I'm doing with my money what I should be doing in all moral. But with her mother and I talking right now, I'm kind of pausing and trying to save up any money towards, like, because we thought Sydney and I want to do it together alone, completely alone together. Stressed. But then to be in a house where there was a lot of war, and now there's peace being made, and this woman and I, her mother, are entangled up basically in a whole mess of slanderous things I accidentally said about her that weren't true, that I thought for sure were true. Yeah, I don't know all things, by the way, so don't be, yeah. And I have prophecies and stuff, and God tells me certain things, and yeah, I am going to make that public, that I speak in tongues and stuff. I am a Pentecostal Christian. But I'm a Calvinist as far as my theology that... Hello, Autistic Angel. I think I might have seen your name before. Sorry, I'm just gonna... oh, I can't... Oh, so you do know me quite well. It's sweet of you to stop by. And yeah, we're not in communication right now. I guess there's the possibility that she could be watching the live stream. But I really think, yeah, so I'm talking to her mother, and I'm really thinking that she has half the story, I have half the story and stuff, and together we know Sydney really well. And how about we work together? And it's going well. I am so thankful to God, and I need to check on my friends. I will be back to say goodnight here shortly. What do you say we end it at 7:30, make it an hour and a half stream? Sorry, I was a bit late, not too late. So an hour and 20 minutes. So I was 3 minutes late. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna check on my friends. Be right back. I'm back. Um, about that. Um, have you heard any of the news? I don't know when you tuned in, but I am speaking to Sydney's mother, and there's a lot of misunderstandings. Um, we're working through them, and I think that at least for the time being, that I make preparations to move to England, and I think that's going to be the outcome. I am not trying to, um, you know, call on the fat lady too early. You know, fat lady saying not yet. But I'm so close. I feel like when we have a deep conversation where we can interject back and forth, that yeah, and I think this may be for the best. Perhaps later sometime, but my job, I'm very mobile. My parents are I was the youngest. They are actually elderly, believe it or not. My oldest brother is most likely autistic. He says that he's asexual, that he's not interested in sex at all or anything like that, which happens to some autistic people are like him. So he is very stuck on the past and everything. He doesn't want to, like, his routines and everything. He lives with my parents and he will be caring for them. And so I am free to tend to my wife's family, that I should go. And I'll let you. We got about a couple minutes here left. Yeah, so yeah, and I think that maybe this has happened so that I don't have to worry about coming up with money to get Sydney over here. Maybe that's not what God had. Like I've been saying, I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm going over there or she coming over here. Like I don't know. I think I do know now, and I think I'm going. Actually, that was not long ago at all. Autistic Angel. That was last Wednesday of last week, and I mean full blown. She came on. She said, "Thank you for the phone." We video chatted for the entire time that until she got caught by her mother. Just less than 24 hours into it, and I absolutely lost my mind because she came on the phone and said that she was going to send Sydney so far away that I'd never find her. So I had an absolute panic attack, and I found all her contacts. Be right back. Hey. Sorry, I got so wrapped up by this other team member. Okay, good. Jada's back, but that means Autistic Angel is gone. I apologize. I left everybody hanging there as I talked to my friend, and we had a lot of things to talk about. But yeah, I will say good night now. Yeah. I will always sign off. My Princess Angel. Good night. When you watch this, probably later. Mm, later. Later. I'll be over. I'm gonna work it out. Okay. You're gonna have everything you need then. I promise. You'll have everything you need. Good night, my love.